Good evening. Welcome to the Whole Man Courageous Curiosity Call, January 5th, 2026. I am nervous. I am excited. I am stressed. I am love. I am loved. I am lovely. I am loving. I am peace. I am offering myself peace. I am rest. I am me. I am real. I am worthy. I am open. I am curious. I am ready. And my name is Ty. Thanks for listening in. No live participants tonight, thus far, which is an interesting and wonderful opportunity for me to feel and experience. I have been pursuing creating spaces like this for probably a year and a half now, and have gotten very little interest. I don't see that as a loss. I see it as a learning opportunity. A big part of my mindset now is that everything is for me. And so if I create a space like this, first of all, the number one reason that I create this space is for me. It's because I want this space. I want to sit in this space. I invite the world into this space, and I want the world into this space. I want the world in this space. I want anyone who is interested in being in this space with me to be here, because I think it will be perfect. Because I think whoever joins will be the perfect person for that moment. But this evening, the perfect person for this moment is me. And so here I am, all alone, talking into my microphone, looking at myself in my camera. And I honestly don't feel sad about that. I honestly believe that this is the perfect thing that could happen in this moment. I believe that it's an opportunity to explore why no one is interested in being here. It's an amazing opportunity to explore any emotions I have around it. Oh. The heater went out. I would like heat. Bear with me for a moment. wonder if maybe there was just too much on that breaker or something. I'll have to figure that out later. But yeah, this moment, no one's here, but I'm here. And how perfectly delicious that is. Oh, do I feel any emotions around that? I think I do feel kind of a fear or a sorrow at the back of my throat. I feel a tightness. And as I feel into that, my first intuition is that it's a fear that I'm not worthy. There's a belief there that I need other people to approve of me. I release that as best I can in this moment. I approve of you, Ty. I love that you're here. I love that you're creating this space. I love your heart. I love your curiosity. I love your courage. I love your creativity. Thank you for creating this space for us. I've started talking to myself more, referring to myself as Ty in conversation with myself out loud. I saw something recently on a podcast or a Instagram post or something that talked about some research that said that if you talk to yourself, it's like really good for your mental health or something like that. And then I also just saw something that ChatGPT was asked, what is the deepest form of human intelligence? And it said something to the effect that metacognition is what it called it. Seeing yourself from outside of yourself is the deepest level of human awareness and intelligence. And so when I talk to myself, it feels like I'm actually believing that I can see myself, that I can witness myself. I don't know. Feels like a interesting experiment, an interesting first step towards, and not a first step, but an interesting next step towards deeper awareness, deeper intelligence and presence, deeper cognition. It feels that way. I feel that sorrow and fear release from my throat. It's not as tight. It's not as prevalent right now, just after having this conversation. That is wonderful. That is beautiful. To me, it's evidence that slowing down is healing, that honoring my emotions is healing. It's so beautiful. It's so precious because it's so available. to all of us in every moment. I love this idea that is circulating in my brain lately of superpowers. And the definition of a superpower in my new mindset is, and I actually haven't created a definition, so I'm just going to throw what comes off the top of my head, but some reality changing belief, behavior, some reality changing belief or behavior that is available to everyone in every moment. I love that. It's quite a contrast from the Marvel idea of superpowers, or the idea of superpowers that most of us grew up with, that you have to have been born on a different planet and arrived here on Earth with some other earthly abilities. I love those stories, and they have beautiful wisdom to offer us, but I believe that we all have superpowers in a whole different sense. Oh, there's one of my superpowers. Breath. The beauty and the power of breath cannot be underestimated. Should not be underestimated. I'm trying more and more not to underestimate it. I've heard so much about breath through the last few years of this journey from so many different people, but I think the first person who really opened my eyes in a personal way to harnessing the superpower of breath for my benefit was a beautiful, beautiful soul named Alex Grendy. You can find him on YouTube. He runs an incredible coaching business. I love you, Alex. You're precious, brother. Thank you for your gift to this world. Thank you for your presence. But Alex challenged me and taught me to, in any moment that I'm feeling stress, to engage my breath in as conscious and gentle a way as possible. And through that practice, I have had some of the most amazing breaths. It sounds so silly. Old me would have jeered at what I'm saying right now. But new me, current me, has lived the experience that I'm living it currently during this podcast, during this group call. I have already experienced it 5 or 6 times. The superpower of breath. The superpower of slowing down. The superpower of curiosity. The superpower of exploration. The superpower of emotion. And when you start to meld all these superpowers together, when I get curious about my emotions, when I honor my emotions, when I slow down enough to feel my emotions, magic happens. And it may not look like magic to you or to the outside world, but internally, I feel it. I feel my life transforming. I see my life transforming. So all of that to say, welcome once again to the January 5th, 2026 Courageous Curiosity Call. The intention of this call is to offer a space for anyone interested in engaging their bead, behaviors, beliefs, experiences, emotions, desires. I'm here to explore my bead. I'm here to provide a space. I'm here to provide a mirror. I'm here to provide feedback if that's requested. And if it's not requested, I'm here to just provide presence. I love to just be here. So counter to how I have lived most of my life. Most of my life, it has been about progress and accomplishment and doing. But I'm transitioning into a phase of my life where my deep desire is to just be. And so if any of that resonates with you, if you ever find yourself in need of such reflection or presence or space, you will always be welcome at my table. Something that I realized recently while I was taking a shower, because often premonitions hit me while I'm in the shower, was that this space is not a safe space. No space in which human beings and the spirits that imbibe us enter is safe. I love the analogy from C.S. Lewis when Aslan is talking to, I believe it's Lucy, or maybe it was someone talking about Aslan. I think it was Aslan talking though, and Lucy was scared of this massive, ferocious lion. And she said, are you safe? And he said, no, I'm not safe. But I am good. This is not a safe space. Triggers will be pulled. Anger may arise. Sorrow may overflow. Conflict may enter. But it is a good space. In the normal sense of that word. I have a whole other discussion around good and evil, and so this is not a safe space, but it is a good space because I am here and you are here if you're listening. And I am good. And you are good. I believe that to my core. I didn't believe that. For most of my life, I believed that I was actually innately and irrevocably evil. But I sussed that out. I felt it out to its depths and found that believing that led me to evil places. And there's so much philosophy here, because even the evil places that it led me, I have alchemized into incredible good. The fact that I got to experience that on that level, that level of despair and depression and hatred and sorrow and defeat, is now so precious to me. Because I know what I don't want to do. And I know who I don't want to be. I know what I don't want to believe. So in that sense, I don't believe in good and evil. I believe that everything is good. Everything leads to good in the classical sense of the word. But even beneath that, there is no good. There is no evil. It's all just perfection. It's all a part of Grus. God, good, reality, universe, unity, source and spirit. Some of the rules for this space. And rules probably isn't the right word to use, but some of the guidelines. All of you is welcome. Your sorrow, your anger, your fear, your joy, your celebration. As I say that and look at myself in the mirror, I'm filled with joy and tears come to the back of my eyes because that is not how I lived most of my life. And yet I'm looking at myself right now and saying that all of you is welcome, Ty. And right now, what's coming through is joy. Even my joy wasn't truly welcome in my old belief system. It was always dependent on some outside source, on some external God or some savior's action that made my joy valid, but only if I had said the right thing or behaved the right way. And so in some deep sense, even when I was joyful, it came with caveats. But no more. I am joyful. Safety is fiercely guarded here. That's the one that premonition in the shower kind of challenged. Is safety fiercely guarded here? Is this a safe space? And I realized, no, it's not safe. Nothing is safe. Nor do I want it to be safe. I am going to die. I am going to be hurt. Things are going to change. People will leave me and forsake me. I'm trying to remember the 5 Buddhist remembrances. Death, infirmity, change. I forget the other 2, but those are realities of life. And we spend so much time trying to create safety everywhere. In the government, in corporations, in religion, in family structures, in our personal lives, trying to delay the inevitable and hide from the inevitable, trying to shortcut and scapegoat instead of dealing with the reality of death and infirmity and change and sorrow and fear and joy and peace and hope and love. Oh, what a pleasure it is to be rid of a mindset that keeps me constantly rejecting reality, that kept me constantly hiding and trying to manipulate reality. Oh, Reality is precious. Another one of the tenets of this space. Reality is precious. What you're experiencing, what you believe, what you feel, the way you behave, your desires are unbelievably precious and welcome in this space. If you haven't read Loving What Is by Byron Katie, I highly recommend it. It changed my life. And Katie does weekly calls that you can call in and actually talk to her. And I got to do that. I got to speak face to face to one of my precious heroes. What a life, man. But reality is precious is one of the deep truths that I gleaned from her witness and her example. Vulnerability is power. Another one of the superpowers of the universe, vulnerability. I believed that vulnerability was weakness and something to be avoided at all costs. Not anymore. I wield vulnerability like a precious weapon of opportunity. And I have seen countless times, to the point where the evidence is overwhelming, and I have a firm belief that vulnerability is a superpower that could and will one day change the world. Vulnerability is a gift not only to yourself, but to everyone around you. I have been in countless interactions at this point with beautiful, beautiful souls who offered me their vulnerability, thinking that they were getting the benefit, and that they were being held, and that they were the winner in that situation, only to communicate and realize, hi buddy, you okay? Yeah. I love you. I'll come say goodnight in a little bit, okay? Only to realize that vulnerability is such a mutual, symbiotic gift. When I offer you my vulnerability, you benefit just as much as I do. I have experienced that. That is a law of the universe. Curiosity and courage are keys to remembrance. Curiosity. What a precious, precious attribute. Precious superpower. To recognize that I don't have it all figured out. Nor am I supposed to, nor do I need to. to be valuable, to be loved, to be worthy. It's one I'm still working on a lot. I still have patterns in my life that would rather defend and explain and excuse and rationalize than be curious in certain situations. And then you couple curiosity with courage. It takes courage. It takes courage to be you. It is taking courage to be me. Because there's no one like me. This is a revelation this morning. There's no one like me, so there's no strength in numbers when I am me. And our biology as humans has set us up to seek safety in numbers. I see it so clearly in my history, becoming whatever I needed to be to fit in with whatever group I was near at that moment so that I could be safe. Only to find that while I may have provided safety to my physical body by disowning my authenticity, my soul knew that I was deeply unsafe because it wasn't me showing up in those moments. So even if I was loved, even if I was accepted, the reality was I was not accepted. My facade was, my performance was. But I knew deeply that there was a real me, and I had not exposed it, and so should that real me be exposed, that's a very dangerous situation. Wholeness is our birthright. I believe that we enter, and maybe even not so much that I entered this world whole. But I do believe that wholeness is an opportunity and a possibility for all of us. It's one of the reasons I'm doing this work, is to uncover and rediscover and create wholeness in my being and in my existence. Be as direct and concise as possible to leave room for all participants. My belief is that these meetings will go exactly as they need to go. It's kind of funny because there's no one here. So do I need to leave room for all the participants? Maybe that's foreshadowing. Maybe that's silly gibberish that will never come to pass. And either way, I love it. But I think there is a beauty in directness and conciseness. There's a real opportunity in diving straight to the issue as deeply as you can. I recognize that oftentimes we don't have access to go directly to the heart of the issue, and so I fully expect to have to do some digging and some excavating. But my challenge to anyone participating in this group is to be as direct and concise and deep and vulnerable as you possibly can, so that we don't waste time. And that's not even possible. So it's not so that we don't waste time. It's so that, I don't know, maybe it's more just a way that you can honor yourself, that we can honor ourselves. Bliss is the goal. Bliss. Bliss is our natural state as human beings, and anytime we are outside of it is a red flag and an opportunity to remember, to get curious, to explore, why am I stressed right now? Why am I outside of my natural state of bliss? And bliss doesn't mean that we don't experience pain. Bliss can be present in the midst of pain, I believe. That's a theory for me. Something I haven't had the opportunity to really test consciously yet, but something that I've heard from beautiful souls who've gone before me. Extreme ownership is the practice. Taking extreme ownership for your life is the only powerful way to experience your reality. And maybe I shouldn't say the only powerful way. Maybe it's better to say the most powerful way. Because blaming people is also very powerful. It's a form of manipulation and destruction that is actually very powerful. Blame and shame are two modes that I used and still do use to varying degrees at different times to manipulate reality. And they are extremely powerful. But the end result, the results that they create, are no longer what I want to create in my existence. And I've found that the exact opposite is extreme ownership and claiming my power. Thank you to my precious brother Jocko Willink for offering his gift to the world, his beautiful work of art, Extreme Ownership. Jocko, your book opened my eyes and pulled me back from the ledge. And for that, I am ever grateful to you. And have a deep love, a special place in my heart for you, brother. Everything is sacred. There will never be, nor has ever been, a moment more sacred, precious, full of opportunity and potential and beauty than this moment. Self-love is the foundation. When I love myself to overflowing, I bring a presence everywhere I go that overflows. I bring a safety with me. I bring a power and a presence that can change the world, and that does change the world. Self-love. I was taught and believed the exact opposite for most of my life. Self-hatred is the way to eternal life. It was cloaked in saying that it was self-love, but it wasn't. At its core, it was self-hatred. Zero shame. I want to give a shout out to my precious brother Mark Usher for opening my eyes to this concept. Zero shame. There is zero room for shame in my life anymore. I hear the chatter in the back of my head, the shadows saying, blah, 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 blah. Well, if you don't have shame, then how are you gonna, what if you do something wrong? I hear you. I hear you. Zero shame. That does not mean that I have no ability to learn or grow or make mistakes. It just means that I do not accept shame even when I make mistakes. I don't lose anymore. I have a mindset like a wall, winning and learning. In every endeavor, in every moment, I take a mindset of wall, winning and learning. Every time I win and learn. Zero shame. This is kind of cool because it's just a introduction to what I want these courageous curiosity calls to look like. Woo. Hello. Don't know if I want them to look like this. Hold on one second. I'm going to turn on a light. I can't get my... Well, looks like I'm going to have my first opportunity to edit a video. It's like maybe I need a better power outlet. Hey yo. Back up. Just be without heat for a little bit. Alright. Alright, I get to learn how to edit videos now and cut some of that out. Alright, it's still recording. Yeah, another one of the tenets that I want to bring is to this space is this alter ego that I have, this vision of who I want to be and who I'm becoming and who I always actually really was, which is Paco, present, authentic, courageous, curious, conscious, creative, open. I want to be Paco in this space, and I invite everyone here to be Paco with me. One of the things I want to do early in our time together is to make an offering of reality, a montage, a mosaic of I am statements. Just offer a popcorn style mosaic of I ams that anyone can jump in and just share their I ams. I am angry. I am open. I am scared. I am excited. just offer that as one of the ways that we can start to connect with each other. And then usually we'll probably do some breath work to connect us into our bodies and help us balance our minds with our bodies. We will generally have a time for celebration, for wins and lessons, the wall. Where in your life have you grown recently? What are some victories that you've experienced? And then lessons that you've recently learned that you can celebrate and bring to the group. There will be a time for courageous curiosity and courageous vulnerability, which courageous vulnerability is kind of an overarching theme for the whole call. But in this section specifically, bringing your questions, your curiosities, your experiences, your beliefs, anything that you have challenges over, anything you want to explore or be inspected on by the group, anything you any kind of questions or explorations. And then we'll close out with a gratitude and love ceremony, offering each other and first ourselves gratitude and love for entering such a beautiful and powerful space. And with some breathing together, some affirmations of love and gratitude. And then we'll part ways and move into the rest of our evening and lives and go off to experiment. I think another piece that could be a part of the courageous curiosity, or even maybe after that, is a challenge section. If someone wants to be challenged, they can request being challenged by the group. If after they've shared, they feel like they want guidance or the wisdom of the group to offer a challenge for an opportunity of growth that they may not see, but only if requested by that person. And another way for that to happen is for that person to just challenge themselves and offer the group the vulnerability of, hey, this week I'm challenging myself to do this every day for 10 minutes, or stop doing this, and then we can keep the conversation going through the week in the Facebook group. And then follow up the next week in the celebration section with wins and lessons. What did you learn from that challenge? How did you succeed? And what did you learn? Thank you for being here. for creating this space for yourself and for anyone who may join afterward. I feel the effects of taking these steps of faith, building courage in me, building self-love in me, building confidence in me. Doing this is changing the world because it's changing my world. And so after today, I am a different person, having walked through this hour and exploring this and offering myself this space. I am no longer the same. Excuse me. And so the world has changed. I love you, Ty. I love being on this journey with you. I love being on this adventure with you. I see a king. I see a lover. I see a magician. I see a warrior. I see a friend. I see a father. I see a husband. I see a protector. I'm proud of you. I love you. And to you, my precious friend, you are not other than me. I am not other than you. We are made of the same stardust, the same spirit, the same beauty. Thank you for bringing your presence to this earth.